but how is that actually going to be impacting your Indian markets? How are we going to see that opening coming in? We have our research team joining you with us to set you up for trade today. We'll talk about the market trade setup as well as the stocks that will be in focus. We have Hormaz, Vamakshi as well as Sudarshan joining you with us. Good morning, guys. And Hormaz, let's start up with you again. Today we're seeing a bit of a subduedness coming in for the Indian markets. So are we expecting, a bit of a red? What is it that we should watch out for today?
Good morning, Vinny. And as much as I want to say that the handover or the cues are looking positive, but the only takeaway is that they remain on the edge, right? Because even after yesterday's recovery, where we recovered 1/3, the Nifty recovered at least 1/3 of what it lost on Monday, but it continues to make lower highs on the charts every single day, and that is the important streak that the index needs to break for it to have, for the bulls to have any sort of confidence to have any further meaning in this recovery. The banking and the financial stocks were the outliers in yesterday's session. The Nifty Bank, despite the choppiness in the Nifty, was the outlier yesterday. Almost 700 points on the index there. At one point even crossed 49,000. But the contributions, if you could see that also, most of the contributors there were banking and financial names, be it the likes of HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank and even SBI for that matter. The actual recovery though came in the broader markets. The mid-cap and the small-cap index was down 4% each on Monday. They recovered 2.5% in yesterday's trading session, and that to sustain that recovery would be the important key, will be the key going ahead for this week. The rebound was also seen in PSU banks, metals and auto indices. Those are the ones that have been taken to the cleaners in this sell-off as well. But it was the FMCG and the IT stocks that continued to put pressure. IT, of course, after HCL Tech's results yesterday was underperforming, and that was the one that put pressure on the Nifty yesterday. Now, what can also comfort the bulls is the fact that the dollar is continuing to cool off. The crude prices have cooled off, so that is an additional trigger. But it is imperative for the Nifty to move above yesterday's high for it to inspire any confidence to move higher. For now, the GIFT Nifty is indicating a flat start for our own markets.
A flat start is what we are watching out for the Indian markets. But on that note, let's go across to Vamakshi is here to tell us which are the important stocks that you should be keeping on your radar. Good morning, Vamakshi.
Well, good morning, Vinny. Let me first start off with Shoppers Stop. They reported a revenue uptick of 11.5% in the third quarter. Margins have improved by nearly 20 basis points to 17.8%, and the net profits saw an uptick of 41.5%. So good result coming in for Shoppers Stop. Sula Vineyards, on the other hand, reported its Q3 business update. Net revenue saw a downtick of 0.7%. Own brands revenue was up 1%. It is the wine tourism revenue that saw an uptick of 11.5%, and it in fact recorded the highest ever own brands and wine tourism revenue. Hero MotoCorp has launched new Destiny 125 in 3 variants starting at 80,450 rupees. IRFC has emerged as an L1 bidder for financing 3,167 crore for development of Banhardi coal block in Jharkhand. This project is being undertaken by PVUNL, which is a JV between NTPC and Jharkhand Bijli Vitran Nigam. Apart from that, All Cargo reported its December update, wherein total volume saw an uptick of 10.8% month-on-month and an uptick of 7.6% year-on-year. Adani Green's arm has commissioned 57.2 megawatt of wind power component of its wind solar hybrid project at Khavda, Gujarat, and with this, the operational capacity has now increased to 11,666 megawatts. Morpin Labs has approved hiving of the medical devices business to Morpin Medtech. And lastly, keep an eye out on J&K Bank. They've received administrative order from SEBI pertaining to appointment of Amitabh Chatterjee as the MD and CEO of the bank.
Okay, Vamakshi, thank you so much for that. On that note, let's go across to Sudarshan, who's joining in with us to tell us the important cues in the world of FNO. Good morning, Sudarshan.
Good morning, Vinny. So amid continued FI selling, we saw a recovery in market for Sensex and Nifty. We saw a minor recovery on both the major indices closing with minor gains. But it was a major recovery for mid-cap index, which saw recovering majority or say half of the losses that it saw on Monday, and it closed with gain of nearly 3%. For today, GIFT Nifty covering all the cues, indicating a subdued start. Talking about the flows, FIs continue to remain on the sell side. Yesterday, they have sold almost $1 billion, but of the similar amount, DIs have bought, and they have bought nearly 7,900 crore. In the future side, 2 FIs have sold nearly 458 crore, but they have added long positions of more than 7,300 contracts, but also they have added short contracts of 6,980. With this, FI's long exposure now increased to 16.6%. On the client side, long exposure remains healthy and remains around 72%. On the options front, on the call side, 23,400 and 23,400 strike rates were active, and on the put side, 23,200 and 23,000 strikes were active. With this, support for Nifty is now seen somewhere around 23,000 and resistance is at 23,300. Two stocks that will be in focus, one that has entered the band is Angel One, and one stock that has come out of the band are Manappuram Finance.
Okay, Sudarshan, thank you so much for giving us the update that will be happening in the world of F&O. But